It's always interesting when people rise from their faults and it determines the kind of personalities they carry. And that has been typified by the head coach of the Black Stars, Otto Addo, who after, the struggles of the Black Stars in qualifying for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, has qualified for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is not the first time he's done it. He's done it on the second consecutive time. In 2022, he qualified Ghana to the Qatar World Cup, and he's done it again for the edition that will be coming up in USA, Canada, and Mexico. Today, he will tell us a lot more about the path to qualifying for the biggest football tournament you can ever have in the world, and also the plans ahead for a successive, tournament in the future of the Black Stars. Coach, congratulations and thanks for joining us on Sporty TV and Sporty FM. It was quite, a long road, very lengthy path. It wasn't like 2022 when there was, 2 games played Kumasi and then in Nigeria. How important, is this qualification for you if you compare it to, what you did back in 2022?
Both are important, I think, and both were important not only for me, I think for the whole country. So it's not about me, how important it was for me, it's about Ghana. And I hope we made Ghana proud and happy. And this was our aim, and happy that we succeeded.
Well, in succeeding, just like I mentioned earlier, this is the second time you are doing it. What is so special? What is the secret in doing? Because you're the first ever Ghanaian to do it.
Actually, there's no special receipt. It's surely self-belief in my own qualities, but also it's a teamwork. It's not only me who was deciding players or tactics or whatever. So we always talk together and decide, and everybody has his part to play. And I really have to give a big props to the squad. First of all, the playing body, but also the technical staff who did work day and night and fulfilled everything which I wanted them to do, and I'm very happy for that.
It was a tough time after the team, was unable to make it to the 2025 AFCON. How was this period for you, and how did you navigate around that entire situation?
Yeah, it was not easy. Especially, also losing technical staff members who really worked day and night. But as a professional, I know how it is. Also, as a player, players came and go. Some players got a new contract. Some players didn't get a for long contract. So, this is how it is. This is the business, and I'm very happy, like I said, that we twisted things around, that we were given the time by the GFA, by Kurt Okweku, who really believed in us, or me, in the darkest day, and to continue to believe in me, and give us the trust to continue and to deliver our plans, how we could win this qualification.
Now, Coach, after this, you just had to get the team back in mood for, achieving the success you've chalked. How was the mental preparation, and then, getting the players back, on track, and yourself making amends? How do you do it?
Surely we went about the AFCON games, and besides the results, there were still a lot of positivities, like being ranked the 4th of creating chances. So we could see that there were a lot of things also good, but the execution was not good. So we worked on that. We worked on the unity within the team, that everybody has to understand that if anyone, for example, scores a goal, it's a success from all of the team, and everybody will take a benefit of it. So it's all about the unity. We try to clear the stress, the talkings, the discussions around the team about whatsoever, and I think we minimized it. This was really good, and surely with the first big win, everything cooled off, and the self-consciousness came back, and we believed in us, and everybody saw that it can happen.
quite a dominant display in the final, 5 games of the qualifiers. The team, seems to be in tune. Was it the level you expected the team to be? And do you think that it was that moment where you realized that, yes, now I have the team that I have the trust in to deliver?
So there are not so many new playing bodies. But it's like everything. It's always a progress. Whatever you do, you always start slow, and then you pick up, and I was just waiting for this turning point, and I was happy that it came now, because, like I said, the players haven't changed so much, but the understanding, the unity got better. The noise around the team got better, and we could really focus on the pitch and on the deliverings on the pitch, and that was really good. And it was good from the leadership group, beginning with the captain, with Jordan, but also kudos Thomas and Jico played a huge role in uniting the players, being role models, being disciplined, and this was so important for our success.
Coach, in the process, there were a number of injuries to some of the players. Consistently, you were not having, the regular figures that you wanted in your team. How frustrating was it, and how were you able to, fill in, the gaps with those players after, 1 or 2 brilliant performances? They walk out of the team. How were you able to deal with all those frustrations?
Yeah, surely. I think for me it's very important. Me as a former player who has been injured a lot, also to strengthen those who are injured. So first, I always take a look on those who got injured. How can we help them? How can we support them? But surely on the other side, it's always also a chance for others and for others to shine. And at the moment, really, we have like 35 players who are really good. What makes it difficult for me to decide who will come to the squad and who not. But this is the optimal way to create a team of 23 at the end, if there's a lot of concurrence among the players. And this is really good at the moment.
Coach, looking at this, how are you able to keep the balance of your team with all these differences? And which areas or which departments of this team do you think needs, more attention and work to be done ahead of the next international matches you play?
Yeah, in general, as a coach, you don't only look at the results. You always look about where are the points where we can improve, where can we learn better, and it's always like that. And it's still like that. We can still improve. We can still get better. Surely, when you lose, you look even more closer. But also, when you win, you look about where to improve, and it's everywhere. We have to improve, and because it's going to be tougher and tougher, especially at the World Cup stage. And for that, I know we will get better and we can get better. There's a lot of young players there. They will improve. We've still got 8-9 months to go, and I'm very positive.
But how do you rate the overall performance of the team after, the World Cup qualifiers and then the qualification?
No, I'm really proud. I really have big respect of what they have done, because it's not, especially mentally, not easy to come back like this after not qualifying for the AFCON, and to be there on point, and to score a lot of goals, to be united. This is what we want to see, and this is how we will, deliver for Ghana.
Any new players or surprise inclusions that we should expect in your next call-up and then in the team?
I can't say much about that. I think in general the core will stay together, but surely anything can happen. Players are popping up sometimes at the young age, and we will surely have an eye on all the Ghanaian players who can play for Ghana. But at the moment, we just enjoy that we qualify for the World Cup. And from next week on, we start working, we start observing, and then we take hopefully the right decisions.
What has been the philosophy of, the entire technical team, which is headed by you, with this Black Stars team, with their game plan? Is it a high press? Is it, counter? Is it about dominance? What we call the aggro football? What is your philosophy and how does
It's
this
flexible. It's flexible. It comes with the opponent. So there's some situation where we have to be dominant. There are some opponents which are so good that we have to play more on counters. Then it's also the situation in the game where we can change even during the game. So and this is my style. It's very, very flexible. I think it's not easy to read how we will play even the next game, and I think it makes it more difficult for the opponent, but also for us to implement this into the players, because the players have to be very, very fast, very, very adaptive, and I have to say they really, really did well in the last games, and that's also why we have success.
Now, in selecting your players, do you look at their form, their skill set, or what generally they would contribute to your team before?
Yes, surely for us it's performance, but also it's commitment, it's so many things. And then also we have to compare the players who were there or who are there, how they are doing, what they did. We will take everything into conclusion, and then at the end we will decide. Yeah, that's how we always do it.
And do you sometimes choose experience over balance, experience over, skill set or form, even when it could affect the balance of the team?
I can't really say. I think first of all it's performance, and then surely it could be also experience at one point or the other, and depending also which experienced players are available. So everything must be decided.
Now, looking at the team, you were very much optimistic that your team was going to come good to score a lot tomorrow. I remember having that encounter with you after one of the AFCON qualifiers when the team, failed to convert their chances. Now, looking at the goal-scoring ability of your team, are you satisfied, or you still think there's a lot more to do?
In all, I'm satisfied. I think we have to really, really respect the fact that we came from very, very bad qualifying match for the AFCON last year, and for this, I really respect and I'm proud of what the boys did. But surely, there's always more to do. There's always more to learn. You can do things always better, but in all, surely, I'm really, really satisfied.
The defensive stability of this team, what would you have to say about that now?
Yeah, it was really, really good. This is how we expect our guys to do things, and we are really, really stable. But they also grow. Like I said, it's a progress. You also learn from failures. You also learn from mistakes. So it's, in other words, quite a normal thing if the quality is there, if the talent is there. And like I said, I'm very, very happy that players adapted now after some time, and we defensively, not only the defense, but it starts with the strikers. If I see how Antoine Semenyo worked back to win balls, how Jordan worked back to win balls, how Kudus worked back to win balls, this is where we have to start, and this is what they did for us to secure our wins.
Coach, a number of people were, struggling. I'm sure you might have heard the criticism around some of your midfielders and then the midfield pair. In the last 2 games, you've had Sibo, Partey in that midfield. Would you say this is the ideal midfield combo you had always wanted, or there's still a lot more we should expect?
I mean, it depends. We had so many midfields. I remember we had against Mali, we had Abdul Samad and Thomas Partey who did extremely well. We had Ibrahim Sulemana, and we had Abu Francis, we had Elisha. So there are a lot of good players, but surely we have to look at each and everyone's form, and then we have to decide. We were a little bit unlucky against Chad because we didn't have a lot of offensive midfielders Enes Nuoma, for instance, was injured. Thomas Partey that day was sick. Ibrahim Sulemana was injured. So sometimes it's also the situation. And now I think we have a strong midfield, but also there are other ones who didn't play who are also doing really, really good.
But looking at the technical team, you made a number of changes was made. New members came in and joined. What would you have to say about the impact, of the current technical team?
Yeah, I think they stepped in the same positivity as the old one. The old one, even though we lost, they were very, very positive. And we shouldn't forget that with the old technical staff, we beat Mali away. And then also we turned around a game where we were 2-1 behind against Central African Republic. So everybody's playing his part, but I'm also very, very satisfied with the new technical staff. They're doing all they can, working day and night, providing me with very, very important and good informations. We're doing good with the ball, also against the ball. We're doing good on set pieces, offensive but also defensive. So I'm very, very satisfied with what they're working on and how the players are delivering it.
Now, Coach, talking about this, the team has been, very dangerous when it comes to set pieces. Currently scoring a number of set pieces, and against Comoros, you could see how they were very wary of all the set pieces that were coming in. Would you say it's as a result of the impact of the Grari since he joined?
Also, but it's also the players. I can remember against Sudan, Chico heading a ball from out of 2 meters against the bar. So sometimes we were also unlucky, and like I said before, it was just little margins, and now it's flowing. It's flowing. Everybody's positive. There's no much noise around. We are concentrating on our task. People are in the right positions, and surely it's an impact of Greg and Desmond, who are talking a lot to the players and pushing them. But we're doing also okay before, and the statistics show that we created also on set pieces a lot of chances. It's just like we didn't turn out into goals.
And many have been saying, I'm sure you've seen that photo grade of you and then Mikel Arteta, going on. Some are asking, when you met Arteta, did you pick any lessons from him?
Look, maybe to say generally, I'm learning from good coaches, but also from bad coaches. Okay. Sometimes I see coaches and I say, I won't do it this way. And I learned that, okay, if this situation happens to me, don't do this like this. So I learned from all the players, but surely from more players who I'm engaging with. But I also learned from Ghanaian players. I learned a lot at 2014 when I was guiding the team and preparing them, especially for the German game. And Kwesi Appiah, I'm very, very thankful for him to give me the chance to learn from him also. So I learned from Maxwell Konadu, I learned from CK Akonoa. So from all the coaches I learned from everyone, even from you.
Well, thanks for the compliment. But Coach, looking at how things have progressed, now looking at this team, where do you want, what level do you want to see this team before you can be satisfied that, yes, this is the Ghana Black Stars I want to see?
So I think it has to be consistent, and this is what we're working on, and they did really well the last months on that, to defend in a certain way, but also to be flexible in offensive attacking. And if we can keep that, we can surprise a lot of opponents, and we can do a lot of things to harm our opponents. And this is what we're looking at. We have some friendlies where we can try things, but also stabilize things, and prepare ourselves as best as possible to go to the World Cup.
How do you describe Jordan Ayew's leadership, and how has it reflected in his performances ever since he took over the Armsman for you?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm really, really satisfied. He's like a role model, showing up and being very, very disciplined. But I also have to say that he has others who helps him, like Jico, Kudus, Thomas Partey, who are taking charge on and off the pitch, guiding the young players, helping them and pushing them on the pitch. And we have to continue like this. This is a leadership group, what we are looking for, and they're doing really, really well.
Well, when you were playing for the Black Stars, you played, with captains like Stephen Appiah and others. How would you compare, what Jordan has been doing to your playing days? Do you see any similarities in there?
Yeah, sure. And he's also talking to them. He's also talking to former captains, learning from them. So he's doing a good job, and just like they did those days, when I was playing, Appiah was the captain, was doing an excellent job, giving good advices, giving everything he had on the pitch. So this is what Jordan is doing at the moment, and we really like it.
There have been talks about, players coming in, Edin Ketia, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm sure Arthur Conn, the last time you mentioned that he still hasn't been cleared, and I'm sure once he's cleared, he may get an opportunity depending on what decisions you make. Should we expect these players coming in?
So, like I said, it's difficult to say who will come and who will not. It's in their own hands, first of all. So, with their performances, then surely we want a certain type of commitment. I think we as Ghana, we should be proud to have a national team like this, and it shouldn't be too easy to just get in there. So I'm very, very sure that we'll surely keep the core of this team, and then we look at the performances. If we see that there is or has been also a commitment to play for Ghana, if we see that the performance is good and it's better than those what we have, there could be some change. But at the moment, our team is really, really good. It's really, really difficult, I think, to get inside because they have done so well, and you have to be really extremely good to get into this team.
Have you tried speaking to any one of them, or have you ever tried, talking to them to get the understanding of whether they would want to play for the Black Stars?
I won't say who I talked to before. In general, we have been talking to a lot of players since I came. My first coming in 2021, and there are players like, let's say, Jeremy Frimpong, who said he's not coming. And we accept that, and he's now playing for Netherlands. So, and some said like Tariq Lamptey said he's coming, or Iñaki said he's coming. So we have both sides of players who said they're not sure yet. We have players who said they're not coming, and players who said they're willing to come. So we have everything.
Now, Coach, looking at this team, I'm sure you would want to move a step further. In November, you have the international window playing against Japan and then South Korea. What are the major elements you would want to see from the team in that particular window?
I think it's a good chance for us to get the group tighter together, to get to know each other even more, and to build on this positivity, on our success we had in the World Cup qualifying group. But surely it's another opponent, and it could give us also as technical staff the possibility to try something new, to see how we can adapt to this kind of level. And it will be interesting to test, but also to have some consistency inside. So at the end, to have the right balance to go on this match.
Coach, Andre Ayew has been without a club for quite a long time, and even in the Black Stars, he hasn't had an opportunity to play in a while. Should he get back into active playing, as in getting a club? Is he going to get a chance to walk back into the team?
So, like others, I respect him highly. He's a true legend, but the same like other players who are not in the squad at the moment, I wouldn't talk about him.
Well, Coach, your realistic, expectation of yourself and the team going into next year's World Cup, what would be your realistic expectation?
So, like I said, I always take it step by step. I always look to the next possible aim, and this is to survive the group stage. Surely we have to see which group we're in. Ghana is at the moment ranked very low, so we will get good opponents, but I know that we have the quality to beat each and every team. And then once we get into the knockout stage, I think anything can happen and everything is possible.
You stopped, or do I say you qualified ahead of Nigeria for the 2022 World Cup. Now they are in a very long route trying to get into the World Cup. Would you wish them well? What would you have to say about the difficult times that they are going through, and would you want to see them at the World Cup in 2026?
For me, I just talk about Ghana. I don't talk about other nationalities. I think I have a lot of Nigerian friends. For them, I wish them all well. But I also have friends from Gabon. I have friends from Cameroon, and players, active players who I know. So it's difficult to say I wish this country more than the others. So everybody should do its best and wish them all well. And there's no negativity towards any country.
Coach, there are very few black coaches in coaching, as managers in Europe. After your spell with the Black Stars, would you try or would you want to take up a head coaching or manager's role at any of the clubs in Europe?
I think it's way too far to think about that. So for me, I'm just focusing on the World Cup, and that's it. And in football, you can't plan, you can't say in 2 or 3 years I want to do this or that. You know, you go also with the flow, and you see what happens. So my focus is surely on Ghana, and I want to stay here as long as I can and do good for Ghana.
Coach, we've been seeing you go across the country to watch the Ghana Premier League, and we've seen you, call players, Kamadin Mahmudu, Razak Simpson. We saw Frederick Asari that time at Asante Kotoko. Now Benjamin is your first goalkeeper, and we saw Prince also invited. How would you rate the competition and the quality of play you see in the Ghana Premier League?
I think you have sometimes games where their standard is very, very high, and sometimes it's low. So it varies really, and but you see a lot of talents. And I even wish I would have had more time to try even more. But at the same time, so this is the difficulty, we have to get a team for the World Cup. So for me, it's not about local league or non-local league or local players or non-local players, it's just about performance. And you see a lot of talented players, and let's see. We're observing them, we're observing their performance, and if we see that anybody can fit in, then surely we'll call them.
Are there any notes that you picked that you've shared with, the coaches or even the technical directorate, just to at least get to help the coaches in their directives of the flaws that you identify? Have you been doing that?
The coaches?
Yeah,
very, very interesting. Good question. I think Winnie has set something in plan to help. And for me, I'm always open for any coach who wants to share ideas. Just like when I go out, coaches are open to me. I want to give this also back. And any coach who wants to share ideas. And we're thinking about one platform, or even to make a meeting with coaches, but it's not sealed yet.
All right. Which manager did you look up to when you started your coaching career?
Which manager did I look up to? I have to say, surely Barcelona was inspiring with Pep Guardiola. And I had the chance to through my former player, Erling Haaland. It was not Haaland. To Vince Kompany.
Okay.
He was a former teammate of mine to go to Man City, to stay there for almost a week, and to engage and to talk about football with him, with Vince, but also with Pep Guardiola, and it was really inspiring. And for me, he's top, but there are so many good coaches also. They have German coaches, Tuchel. I learned a lot from Kasper Juhlmann, who's now he was a Danish national coach, is now the actual Leverkusen coach. So Lucien Favre was good. So there are a lot of coaches where I learned a lot, and I'm really, really happy for that.
Coach, what's your regular pre-game ritual?
Starting from when?
Starting from you as a coach.
I mean, like on the day?
Yes, the final ritual.
The final ritual? Yeah. Actually, I don't have a ritual. I don't know. I don't have a ritual. We do always the same.
Something that you think brings you good luck every match day?
Surely I pray every day. But I know that the other team is praying too. So I'm not a better person than you, and you are not a better person than we are all the same in front of God's eyes. So I pray for protection and for guidance. And surely I pray that we win, but like I said, the other team will do this too. So this is maybe the only ritual. If you want to have this as a ritual, then it's this one. But I pray also every day, so it hasn't got anything to do with football.
Favorite meal before a game?
Favorite meal? I'm a jollof rice and kale willy fan. So if I can get this for a game, I can eat it every day, to be honest. So then I'm fine.
Choices music.
Yeah.
Music choice.
Oh, Afrobeats.
Afrobeat. And some of your favorite artists in Ghana?
Yeah. King Promise, Mr. Easy, Stoneboy, Shatawale. I mean the common guys, but I also listen to Nigerian artists. Also, like Asake. I'll also listen to South African music, which is very trendy now. And so there are a lot of artists I like.
A late-minute penalty or a last-minute save?
Last minute save.
Why?
Because last minute save means that you're leading, and then it feels better when you're leading and the others have to come.
Wow. Okay. Well, Coach, finally, your message to Ghanaians. They've been proud by this World Cup qualification. What would you have to say to them? What is the sort of message you are sending to them now as they believe, yes, this is a step to the next level for the Black Stars?
Yeah, I really like to thank everybody for supporting us. It was not easy after the AFCON qualifiers, and really respect that everyone showed up, everyone stood up for us. The stadium was always packed wherever I went. Even the AFCON failure, people were positive towards my person and towards the team. Surely there was a lot of critics in the media, but I think the people in general always held to us, and I really want to thank you for that. I really appreciate that, and I don't take it for granted.
Well, that is, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate, you've been with us. I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
In the subsequent games the Black Stars will play. So that was head coach of the Black Stars, Otto Addo, with us here on Sporty TV and Sporty FM. Don't forget that November, there is also another challenge that will come for the team in the international window before we set ourselves up for next year's World Cup. My name is Kelvin Owusu, and there's a lot more for us going forward. Stay tuned with us across all our socials, and we serve you with the very best.